I'm gonna do the intro.
Turn that down just a little, huh?
Hey, hey, we're finally live. It's me, André's with me because Dre
It
was,
ain't on me this time.
and it wasn't Dre's fault. It was mine. So you can actually blame me for that. So if anybody's here, they can say hello. I'm just gonna place you down there so I can see you guys. So yeah, it was my fault, and I will take the blame for that because I went to sleep thinking I'll have a nap for like half an hour, put the alarm on, the alarm didn't even go off. And yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, hey, everything all right? Did you fall asleep? Hey!
He phoned me up and I was like, and I knew, I was like, oh, this is something wrong. I've just messaged Sean 420 as well.
I looked at Barry and I'm like, I don't know if we're still going live tonight. I think she fell asleep.
So I've got, so I hope you guys don't mind. I'm eating toast and we're going to do this. So, because I'm so good either way. I don't know what to put this phone tonight. I did put the phone so it could be like up to like 30 minutes. So, oh, Robert C's in the house. Hey,
Hey!
nice to catch you, Robbie. How are you? I know. So, yeah. So, today we're going to be on for about an hour or so, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are we doing tonight? This is kind of out of the blue.
Yeah. We're talking 80s movies. And we're going to talk about in prep of me going away as well. So like, I can tell you guys what I think I'm gonna do while I'm away and stuff like that. So yeah. So I thought we'd do 80s movies because Dre has been itching himself to talk about 80s movies. Awesome. Hope they have fun at work, Robbie. Dang it. I'm just doing the settings on this. Dre, you can start off talking about your first favorite movie that you watched in the 80s.
Only thing I watched so far this week, I watched that Loretta Lynn documentary again earlier today that I mentioned last night.
No, your favorite movie of the 80s that you've watched.
Oh, my favorite movie of the Now if I had to pick one, that's tough. That's really, really tough.
You can pick a few. I'm just setting up so I can be online for like over half an hour. I don't know what's up with this, so I'll be 2 seconds. So I'm still here, so I can still hear you. So let's get this sorted for me. Also screen off. 15 seconds, 130 minutes. There we go. Right, that's better. Hey, we got Sean in the house.
Building.
Yeah. So yeah. So we're here now, and we're talking our favorite 80s movies that we've watched. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to watch it in the 80s. It was like some of our favorites. So Dre is starting off, and I'm gonna make
I'm
sure
starting
that
off.
Yeah, you start. You go on. You start. I'm ready.
Alrighty, let's see. I think the first one I'm gonna mention is one of my favorites that I grew up with. It is the 1989 Tom Hanks classic Turner and Hooch. I like I said, this is one of those movies I grew up with. It's probably I want to say maybe the first Tom Hanks movie I saw, but I just remember liking it because I love that big old dog, and I remember the ending stuck with me. But yeah, Turner and Hooch, definitely. I will say that's my first pick for tonight.
Yeah. Well, if we're gonna do Tom Hanks, one of my favorite movies from the 80s, I've got to go with it. Big. Loved Big growing up. Especially the piano scene where they're going da, 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 with the feet. I
Yep.
love that is one of my favorite scenes of all times. So to scoot up with Mr. Bones quickly, we're talking about our favorite 80s movies, and it doesn't necessarily mean horror. We're just talking about our favorite 80s movies ever. So we're winging it because it was my fault. I overslept. So I've apologised for Dre. So for that, I'm getting Dre something extra when I'm in bed done because it's my fault. So yeah. So I've picked Big. So what we'll do is whatever actor you pick that's your favourite, I'll try and counteract with my favourite actor for a favourite movie. The same actor from my favourite movie. If that makes sense.
Mm,
So you're next. So Dre's thinking,
yeah, I'm thinking. Let's see. Oh,
oh,
Mr. Bones mentioned "Stand by Me." That's a good one. Let's see. I'm just gonna throw out Savage Streets.
what? It took her, it took her from my mouth because that's definitely both of one of our favorite 80s movies. So now we're talking Linda Blair. So my other favorite movie of hers is Hell Night. I love Hell Night from the
Mine is
80s.
Chained Heat. That's the one where she's in prison. Well, one of them.
Yeah,
She did a couple of them
yeah.
like that.
Hell Night is where she's dressed up as like a damsel in distress, and she's in this like, haunted castle,
I do
and she's
remember
trying
Hell
to get
Night
her.
because of the other dude in there, the other lead dude. He was in Friday the 13th final chapter.
Mm. Oh, the Explorers, Mr. Bones put.
That's one I've never seen.
Oh wow.
And then Flight, yep, I was just about to mention Flight of the
Oh
Navigator.
my
I haven't seen
god!
that either.
I have not seen Flight of the Navigator in years.
The only reason I never saw those is because when I was growing up, those really weren't what I would say to be my wheelhouse of movie.
Because I grew up on like Flight of the Navigator and E.T. They were source of my movies, so Mr. Bones is reading my bloody well mind.
But if we're going movies like that, I gotta mention The Goonies.
Yeah, 100%.
That is one of my favorites.
Oh, the movie I'd throw back to the 90s, so that wouldn't work. Sean Astin. Sean Astin. What was Sean Astin in the 80s besides the Goonies? Oh, goodness. Oh, man. The Last Starfighter, Young Guns.
Mr. Bones mentioned some good ones.
I know. Brilliant ones. Just trying to think of the other movie that Sean Astin was in the 80s. Because he was in another one in the 80s, and I can't remember for the life of me. Oh, so I'm just thinking.
Oh, The Wizard. That was a good one, too.
Yeah.
Sean 420 threw out Three Amigos. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a couple. Give me a sec.
That's 80s, I think
Because I'm also trying to think of more lesser known ones too.
yeah.
Um, oh, Class of 1984.
Yeah. The only one that other movie that I can remember being him in, um, is the War of the Roses.
Which one?
The War of the Roses. That's in the 80s.
I can barely hear you.
The only other movie that I can remember Sean Astin being in is War of the Roses in the 80s. Sorry, I'll speak up. Pardon me, apologise. So yeah. So you can go next.
Well, I just mentioned Class of 1984. That's probably one of my favorites. I just found that one fairly recently.
Oh, Class of 1984. Oh,
But I thought that was a pretty cool little, I call it a grindhouse movie.
yeah, it is, and it is a pretty good one as well.
Plus, I love that Alice Cooper song at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Mr. Bones threw out Neverending Story and Teen Wolf.
Whoa.
Neverending Story I only watched once, and Teen Wolf not at all. Sean 420 threw out The Lawnmower Man, but that's 92.
I think it is.
Mr. Bones threw out Howard the Duck. I caught that on late night TV one night when I was a kid. Like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I was just channel surfing, and that
Yeah.
popped on.
Oh, so I'm gonna take off your 1984 and take off one of the actresses from that, which is Lisa Langoulis, which is the only actress I remember from that movie. And I am going to do Happy Birthday to Me. Happy Birthday to Me.
Oh,
She was
that's a
in.
good one.
Yeah, that's because that's what she was in. That's the actress from 1984. So yeah. And I do like that movie actually as well.
Yes, I do. I have I believe it's the double feature Blu-ray of that and When a Stranger Calls.
Yeah.
I did have the DVD, but that was one of the ones that I ended up losing.
Yeah. The Legend of Billie Jean is a movie I've been trying to find for a long time. Raj BMX movie.
The Legend of Billie Jean he brought up too. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, speaking of Helen Slater, we can't do a list. He's mentioned Helen Slater.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl. Supergirl.
Oh yeah, I thought she was a good actress.
Yeah. Yeah, so. Yeah, so. You're next with your 80s movie.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with from. Let's see. I'll go from 1985, The Breakfast Club.
Oh. And you got a mixed bag there as well. Who you could have. So, we'll do Molly Ringwald, 16 Candles. Love that movie.
Anything with Molly Ringwald, I had a big crush on her.
Yeah. Molly Ringwald and Elizabeth Shue were a phenomenal actresses. Like, I was actually surprised with what they've done in the 80s. And then all of a sudden they disappeared off the map. And then all of a sudden reappeared.
Mm-hmm.
One reappeared in what was the movie? What was the TV series? What was it? Luke Perry was in it.
Um,
He played Luke Perry's ex-wife.
Shoot, I can't think of it.
And then of course Elizabeth Shue came back with CSI.
Yep.
Oh, Predator. Oh, Gleam in the Cube had Christian Slater and Billie Jean. And that Billie Jean. Oh, pardon me. So Jay's gonna Commando. Arnie
Huh?
movie. Commando.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So we gotta say the Running Man. We have to talk about the Running Man, the Commando, Arnie.
Anything with Arnold
Yeah, and
from that
Predator.
time.
Weird Science. Oh my word.
Anything from John Hughes too.
Yeah. Um, yeah. There's been a big kick-off fight outside my door. So, so weird science. But Kelly LeBrock wasn't in really anything else after that, was she?
Yes, she was in Weird Science.
Yeah,
She was
besides,
the girl they made.
yeah, besides Weird Science.
Oh, besides Weird Science, I want to say I only remember Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal, but that's because she was married to him for a minute.
Yeah.
I was going to say
One,
Witness, but then I'm like, no, that's Kelly McGillis.
yeah. Drunken fights. I hate drunken fights. Oh, Chris is in the house saying meow meow.
Like always.
Yeah. Oh, so that's a really, really good question to ask. Kelly LeBrock, what other movies has she been in? Especially for the chat. Yeah. Cause she was British as well. Or she said it's that she's an American actress, but she was like in the UK for a hot minute. She's still alive as well. Oh, The Woman in Red was the only other 80s movie.
Okay. Hey, Skyla, you should start putting your mic more in the center of your shirts. That way it'll pick up your voice better.
I think it's because this dress is low cut. Right, is that better?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Oh, that's okay then.
Yes.
Yeah. So the only other movie she was in the 80s was The Woman in Red.
I've heard
And
of that movie.
she
Just
had
never
that
seen
was
it.
Gene Wilder.
Yep.
Die Hard. Sean 420 said, and the smoke. He, he says the smoke alarm's beeping. Nope, that
In
went.
the
Yes,
bedroom.
it's not in this one. Must be in the other one. Must have blown
My
it.
next one, I'm going to go with horror. 1984's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ooh. Now I'm gonna definitely counteract you. Robert England, 1989, The Phantom of the Opera.
Ooh.
I freaking love that movie with Robert England. And his portrayal as the Phantom of the Opera is kind of a bit similar to Nightmare on Elm Street because he has some sort of bird face.
Have you ever seen the movie he directed that same year called 976 Evil?
Yes. I freaking love that movie. Like it's unreal. Um right, because he did. And don't forget he did do V the movie in 80 before Nightmare on Elm Street as well. So yeah. Oh, Mr. Bones mentioned 96976 Evil 2.
Never seen it.
Neither have I.
I don't
But
think I
Mr.
ever even bothered. I heard it was terrible.
Yeah, but if we're doing Karate Kid, do you know any other Ralph Macchio movies?
Um, oh boy. The Outsiders. That's probably my favorite over
Yeah,
Karate Kid.
yeah, 1983.
Um,
But I'm
there's
going
one
one
he
that
did in '82 that was called Teachers.
Nice. But the one
Um,
I'm on about, 86, is Crossroads.
yup, that's a good one too.
It is a good one. And I feel that is better than the Karate Kid. Because that
And
showcased
Karate
his
Kid too, of course.
yeah, because that showcased his acting a lot more. Was Crossroads,
Oh
as
yeah,
well as I would say The Outsiders. Teachers wasn't too bad, but when they put him in Crossroads, that was so much better.
there's more with them in the longer cut of The Outsiders. There's a
Yeah.
cut called the complete novel. It's close to 2 hours long.
Oh, Sean 420's mentioned Pumpkinhead.
That's a good one too.
It is a good one. I know OGP raves on about Pumpkinhead. Oh, Hellraiser. But the thing is, I don't know any other movies that has any other people. Because Clive Barker started as Hellraiser, so I don't. Well, Doug Bradley should say, and then I don't know. That's got me stumped. Ooh, that has got me stumped. So Dre, another pick.
All
That
right,
I've
my
ever
next one, I'm gonna go with night. Well, I'm gonna kind of have to go with this one's gonna be a double because I do these in a double feature because they're similar. 1980s Foxes and Little Darlings.
Ooh, yeah. Trying to counteract you, but I can't. Was trying to think of the actresses that was in Little Darlings.
The
Mr. Mr. Bones is hilarious. Keep away from Pumpkinhead unless you're tired of the living. His enemies are mostly dead. He's mean and unforgiving. And then Sean 420 put Willow.
That's not the right one.
I love Willow. Willow is very underrated. As Foxes and Little Darlings, they're like similar. So I'm gonna do it like an actress from each of them to try and see if there's like common actresses from
Uh,
each of them.
there really isn't, I would say, like a common actress in either of them, but I would say the main thing, it used to be like back in 78, 79, Jodie Foster, who was in Foxes, and both Tatum O'Neal and Christy McNichol, who were in Little Darlings, had a look that would basically have labeled them tomboys. I would say
Oh,
that's really the only thing that's really the only common link. Because
yeah.
Foxes, it's about Jodie Foster and her three friends. They're basically high school girls in Los Angeles. It's a few days in their lives. Little Darlings, on the other hand, is Tatum O'Neal and Christy McNichol at summer camp, and they make a bet to see who's going to lose their virginity first.
Hmm. Well, I was going to go with when you said Jodie Foster was in Foxes. I also recognised another name, which was Randy Quaid,
Yep.
and he was actually in a movie that I up, and I just noticed it. I was like, I grew up watching this movie. I even done my thesis for my GCSE drama on this film, and it's of Mice and Men. Randy Quaid was
I've
in
seen
Of
that
Mice
one.
and Men, and Randy Quaid was in Foxes. So, and then Little Darlings. Let's do Little Darlings now.
Little Darlings, one of the kids in there is actually Cynthia Nixon from Sex and the City.
And they both come out at the same year.
Yes. I think maybe like a month apart.
Oh, there's a curveball in here. I'm definitely going with this one.
I'll just say it. My mom showed me both of those because she showed them when she worked at the drive-in.
Little Darlings. Matt Damon is the actor.
Matt
Was it
Dillon, yes.
Matt Dillon? And guess what movie he was in?
The Outsiders.
Yeah, 1989 is a movie that I absolutely love as well. Drugstore Cowboy.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So yeah. So there's the actor from each of them. Randy Quaid, Boxers. He was in Of Mice and Men. Matt Dillon was in Little Darlings and Drugstore Cowboy. Oh,
Okay, now I get it. So, okay.
they're talking about
I
Pumpkinhead.
had to pick an actress from Little Darlings. I crushed on Christy McNichol, but I can't really think of another movie that I've seen her in, but I have seen her on The Golden Girls. Now, Tatum O'Neal, on the other hand, I could definitely say either Paper Moon or The Bad News Bears.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
then for Foxes, let's see, outside of Jodie Foster, I'm going to go with, I have two. There's Cherie Curry, who played one of her friends. Now, she wasn't an actress before this. She was the original singer in a band called The Runaways. Now, if that band sounds familiar, Joan Jett and Lita Ford were also in this band.
Yeah.
And then there was also, I'm still on Foxes, but there was also Scott Baio from Happy Days. And then the other actor for me in there was the one that played Jodie Foster's mother, Sally Kellerman, who was in the movie version of MASH.
Ooh. So that's good there. Ooh. The Runaways is a good movie with the Dakota Fanning and Kristen Stewart.
Dakota Fanning is Cherie Curry, and Kristen Stewart is Joan Jett. And Scout Taylor Compton from Rob Zombie's Halloween movies playing Lita Ford.
Yeah.
Michael Shannon from the new Superman movies playing the manager.
Mm-hmm. That's a question that's played heavily on my mind. Did Christopher Reeves play anything else apart from Superman?
Yes.
Did he?
He's done a lot. There's this great comedy with him and Michael Caine called Death Trap. And then he also did a movie with John Carpenter, which was right before the accident that paralyzed him. He did a remake of Village of the Damned.
Whoa.
And he's the lead of that movie.
Whoa. That's good.
Those are just two that I've seen, but I know there's quite a few more.
But they just couldn't
But
get
Death
out.
Trap, though, was fantastic. That's one of those, it's got that rare second act twist that just flips the rest of the movie on its ear.
Which I love. I love stuff like that. I need to check out to that Runaways. Oh, he was in Rear Window as well.
There was a remake of Rear Window, yes. And he's in the Cary Grant part, I think it is. Or was it James Stewart? I think it was Jimmy Stewart.
And he did the Tales of the Crypt episodes.
A lot of people did Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, Hitchcock?
I know Rear Window was a Hitchcock movie. I was just trying to think of the actor in the lead part of Rear Window, which I believe was Jimmy Stewart. So I've seen Rear Window, both versions.
So have you guys seen the movie Galaxina?
I haven't.
It
The only reason
stars.
I know about it is because of Dorothy Stratton.
That's what I'm saying. But I just don't like this. What happened to her? Because not long after that movie, she was killed. She was only
She
21.
did another movie with Peter Bogdanovich, that director, called They All Laughed, but that was released after she died in
Yeah.
'81. Because they did that TV movie about her with Jamie Lee Curtis that same year.
Yeah. Because I know she was in Galaxina, and I think Galaxina was 83 or 80.
That
Something
was
like that.
80, I believe.
Yeah.
Because that They
So,
All Laughed was '81.
yeah, you are right. 80. But it's just so sad about it. Like,
Like, I saw some of the trailer for it on the Cinema Snobs 1980 in movies video, but
20
that
she
wasn't
was.
enough to interest me.
20 she was. Why would someone kill someone like that that's so young?
Don't know.
Yeah, she done. They all laughed. Galaxina.
Well, actually, I know why he did it. He was jealous.
Yeah, shot her.
Yup.
Oh yeah, that was the
Because the
movie that I
movie
told
with
you
Mariel
about.
Hemingway, star 80, oh, that graphically shows it.
Oh,
Like,
she was
that
also.
movie earned its R rating. I'm surprised
Yeah,
that they didn't give it an X when it came out in '83.
yeah. So she was only in 5 films in her entire career. They all laughed. Galaxina, Autumn Born, America Fun, and Skate Town USA. That was the other movie I remembered her from. But she was only like a cameo.
People mainly talk about Skate Town USA for one thing. That movie is actually the debut of Patrick Swayze.
Whoa.
And then They All Laughed. I've seen that one. That's a good one. That's basically one of them all-star cast type of movies.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's good. I mean, they got Audrey Hepburn for that movie.
Which was insane. Sean 20 wants me to search for Tales of the Crypt What's Cooking episode.
Of course, there's people who have always said that for years doing Playboy was a curse.
Yeah.
Like Jane Mansfield did Playboy, for example, back in the '60s. She was one of the first after Marilyn Monroe. Not long after she did her shooting Playboy, she was killed in a car wreck.
Yeah. Oh, why he asked was Christopher Reeve was in that episode of Tales of the Crypt What's Cooking. But guess who else was in that episode as well? Meatloaf.
Nice.
Meatloaf. Freaking hell. I know Meatloaf was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. But don't forget, Meatloaf was in a lot of movies. Dead Ringer. Wait, yeah, Dead Ringer, Out of Bounds, The Squeeze, and Roadie. He was in 4 movies in the 80s. So yeah.
There's one I like that he did in the 90s with Patrick Swayze called Black Dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 98.
Yep, that's the one.
He was in Blood Rain as well in 2005.
Didn't watch it, but I like the games because the director of that movie can't direct to save his life, and all he's done are terrible video game movies.
Yeah. And he was in the remake to Stage Fright. Oh. So yeah. Oh, Judd Nelson as well. You remember Judd Nelson?
Of course I do. Other
What was
than
he in?
everyone from the Brat Pack. Still
Whoa.
him.
Ooh. So even you guys are like hitting us with actors and movies and some and TV shows that we've not really of episodes of TV series that we've not heard of. Well, me anyway. So now I'm feeling a lot better now because I've had something to eat as well.
Well, it's like I was telling you earlier, there's albums that you guys had released over there under different names that we got here under completely, like a completely different title. Like that LaBouche album, for example, when we were doing the favorite albums, you were saying the title of that. Here, that album got released as Sweet Dreams. Ace
Yeah,
of Base's first album, for example, was released as Happy Nation, but when it came to the US, they named it The Sign.
yeah. It's crazy. I think that was a lot of the early 90 ones as well. I think it was because the UK at the time had a show called Top of the Pops,
Yes.
and they wanted the artists to have different albums from the UK, as in a different
Yes,
name.
because our top of the pops here was American Bandstand. And
Yeah,
then we also had, let me think, we had Solid Gold, we had Soul Train, there was one called Dance Fever, which I don't even remember that one at all. Solid Gold I only saw reruns of, but I do remember Bandstand and Soul Train when I was a kid.
yeah. So yeah, because that was the reason why, because they wanted our Top of the Pops to have artists on. So we have the different album names to you guys across the pond.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the BBFC as well. I've got to mention this as well because obviously in the early 80s it was the BBFC that created the Video Nasties.
I've watched documentaries about that. That was ridiculous.
It
Of
was
course, we
crazy.
had something similar, but it wasn't dealing with movies. It was music, the PMRC. Basically,
Yeah,
that group is the reason why over here there's those parental advisory stickers and all that on CDs now.
yeah,
Because Tipper Gore and a bunch of her little friends got bored. What happened was Tipper Gore walked in on her daughter listening to Princess Purple Rain soundtrack, and the particular song she was listening to was Darling Nikki, which is about self-service, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Tipper Gore got a bug up her butt. It led to a whole friggin' Senate hearing.
It's
There's
crazy.
footage of this. You can look it up. They had people like John Denver, Dee Snider from Twisted Sister.
Like, that's what I mean. I don't get why. Like, why would you put like stuff like that from the 80s when you could have started it in the 70s with The Exorcist, when people were like passing out and fucking being sick and everything, and they were
Even
allowing,
here, there were people running from the theater. There were some who were sitting there like, "Oh, I'm not going back in."
yeah. And I will say, like, they were allowing 12, 13-year-olds to go into that cinema to watch The Exorcist.
My
And this is
mom
in the UK.
was, that came out in 73. My
Yeah,
mom was 12 and saw that in the theater. Right at the Pines, as a matter of fact, just up the street.
yeah, yeah. Because my mum was in the last year of high school when yeah, didn't even turn 17, and she snuck out of school to watch it with her
It's
friend.
funny because I was 12 when I saw The Exorcist for the first time myself. I rented it at random on a Halloween. I don't know what came over me. I'm sitting there like, I need to find something I haven't seen. It's Halloween. I'm about to be finished trick or treating. Oh, I'll rent The Exorcist. Oh, what kind of a decision was that for me? I'm sitting there again, 12 years old, like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to explain about the BBFC. They should have started that in the 70s and then worked its way up to like the early 80s and then would have like stopped. Because like even here, like certain movies here don't even have a classification.
I heard Evil Dead didn't get unbanned there until the 90s.
Yeah. Like there's two cuts of a Serbian film. I've got both versions of the Serbian film. One of the versions is cutted heavily, but it's still graphic enough, and they gave it an 18. Now the uncut version has never been released here in the UK, but you guys have got the Serbian release. They've got it in Serbia and across the ponds, but it'll never ever be released uncut in the UK. Never,
Damn.
because it's that violent. It's that disgusting.
I've heard about that one. It's one of them few that I've willingly stayed away from.
I don't blame you. I watched it once and had nightmares for fucking 2 weeks afterwards. But like to go back to like even the video nasties, you've got to, and it's an 80s movie. It is Cannibal Holocaust, and I don't even understand why it even got a fucking still got an 18 rating here. That movie should have been cut, banned for life because of how disgusting that movie is, and I don't understand why it got released in the end. I
And
won't
people
understand.
will talk trash about Last House on the Left and stuff like that when there's way worse out there. Like, I'm gonna be honest, there's a reason I stay away from Takashi Miike and directors like that, because I did give Audition a shot. I'm gonna be honest with you, that is one of the very few movies. Couldn't finish it. It damn near made me puke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I stay away from all types of stuff like that, mainly because I have a weak stomach when it comes to stuff like that. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, the
Bruce
Saw
Wayne will be
movies
joining us
really are
shortly.
my limit.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne's going to be joining us shortly. He just
Say
messaged
what?
me. Bruce Wayne is going to join us shortly. He's just getting some food.
Okay.
Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I will say that's not a bad sequel.
Not at all. I love it. I even like the third one. I mean, even though that's going into the 90s, but that was originally supposed to be released in 89.
Yeah.
And then I guess it was because of, I think, the ending. They did a bunch of reshoots and it got pushed back to like January of 90.
Yeah. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is quite good. Have you heard of the movie called The Gate?
What movie? The
The
Gate?
Gate?
Yes, I've heard of it, never seen it.
Me neither. Never seen it.
The only reason I've heard of it is because Steven Dorff from Blade is in it. And it's when he was a kid.
Oh, Sean 420 agrees with you. Part 3 was good.
Most will crap on the series after part 2. I don't know why. Like I said, I like part 3. I like the remake.
I like the version with Matthew McConaughey in it. I think that's his name. I like that one, bro.
I even like the beginning because it basically set up the remake.
Yeah. A lot of Texas movies that were after the first one was pretty good to set up the remake.
These last couple, though, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, that series has gone downhill since 2013.
Yeah. Oh, Sean 420 seen Gate and Gate 2.
When I was a kid, one of the rental places here had both of them. Because I remember those VHS tapes. Or at least those covers.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was one of the places my mom would go grocery shopping at that had them.
And we can't do an 80s movies talk about without even talking about Return of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead Part 2. We can't do this without talking about those two movies at all. Who were the most funniest zombie flips I've ever seen in my life, and I loved them. They were cheese-tastic, as Laurie Holt would say. It was funny. It was a little bit gory, just a tiny bit gory, but it was perfect for that movie. And Linnea Quigley is a Tank. She was, yeah, on that grave dancing away naked. And
Except for a pasty covering her hua.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
And they let her do that.
Yep.
I can't believe that. I'm for 80s. They pushed the boundaries.
I love the one line in that movie from the two guys. Oh, look, I thought you said if you damage the brain, it would kill it. Well, it worked in the movie. You mean the movie lied?
I love it. I love it. Oh. I had to take some water with what I'm about to do. I'm going to eat your brains. Did you hear that?
No.
I'm going to eat your brains.
I barely heard it.
That's my favorite line. Dawn of the Dead. We've got to do Dawn of the Dead because Dawn of the Dead was the actual zombie movie. George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead was the first ever zombie movie. ZOMBI. For people that want to know. So yeah. And Dawn of the Dead was a great zombie movie.
That it was.
And I even agree with Chris on that as well. Oh, Andre, did you have an extended version of Dawn of the Dead?
That's the set I was telling you about a week or two ago that I had, Skyla. It was one of the ones that I lost. I had that 4-disc Ultimate Edition of Dawn of the Dead from Anchor Bay. And it had all 3 cuts. It had the original theatrical cut, it had an unrated director's cut, and it had the cut that you guys got over there.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna disagree with what Sean 420's about this. When he said, actually, there's 5 Return of the Living Dead movies, not 4. You've got
Necropolis. And then that other one was Rave to the Grave.
Rave to the Grave was the 5th one. How I know is because I own all 5 Return of the Living Dead.
I only like the first 2.
I own all 5 of them. That's how I know.
I knew about them because those 2 were on Sci-Fi here. They were like direct to cable.
Yeah. Only because some of them had the first 4 discs on one. Well, I've got the first 2 together, 3 single disc, because I got the Vestron, and then I got 4 and 5 in a metal pack from Germany.
I see why people like that 3rd one. I'm just not a fan of it.
I love it. I just like the different aspect of it. But I love 5 as well. And you can see the original zombie itself from the 80s walking along the road in 5. I was like that. Whoa, what's going on here? Which is like so cool. So yeah. Alien, Chris mentioned.
Definitely.
But what is it, Aliens or Alien? That's one of Barry's favorite movies.
Aliens, the 2nd one, but he likes that 1st one too.
Ooh. Because I was in shock and Natasha Henderson was in a movie before Species.
Yep. I remember that movie.
Yeah. Ooh.
I know what I've got one I'm surprised Chris ain't mentioned, and this is my next pick. But Chris, how about Mommy Dearest?
Whoa.
Faye Dunaway as Joan Crawford.
Well, speaking of Faye Dunaway, Chinatown.
Or how about Network?
Yeah. Night of the Living Dead, the remake was great. A lot of
that is one of the best remakes in my book.
Everyone prefers the remake to the original.
Yep, that's the 1991 with Tony Todd.
Yeah.
Where they turned Barbara into a badass.
Yeah. Yeah, but Chinatown wasn't Jack Nicholson in that?
Which one? Chinatown? Yes, yeah. Nicholson was in that.
Oh, Chris is getting into it now.
Sleepaway Camp. Oh boy.
Felissa Rose. Yes. Go ahead, lad. One of
As
the best.
Cinema Snob says at the end of his review when he sees the ending, That's a dick.
Yeah, one of the best endings evermore.
I like part 2. I
Two,
love Sleepaway Camp 2.
two is good, but that ending for part 1, you would never ever see that coming ever. Because the mother
Not
wanted
unless you're
to
knowing what
to
to
go
look
to
for.
boy.
Because
No,
when you
that will
go
not
back
do.
and watch it,
No, that will not do.
after we watched that movie for the first time, he went around saying that for over a month. For some reason, he loved that crazy Aunt Martha. I had the actress who played her on my Facebook before she passed, and I got the chance to tell her that story on there.
Oh, that was good. So Chris liked Sleepaway Camp. Sean 420 likes the sound of that.
Well, it's like me and Chris have this weird battle of the Elm Street Final Girls, as I like to call it. He's all
Yeah.
about Alice from the Dream Master, and you know me. I'm all about Nancy.
Yeah. Who said 2 is the best one?
Best Sleepaway Camp, yes. I
Yeah.
agree with that one.
Oh man. It was like we definitely had so many good movies come out in the 80s. And I mean so many good ones. Like I only touched the surface of it last night, and I couldn't believe you couldn't get it when we were talking about Risky Business.
Mm-hmm.
The train scene, that is one of the best scenes I've ever seen in an 80s movie. 2 people having sex on a train. That is, and Rebecca De Mornay, a young Rebecca De Mornay, and the director told her, by the way, you 2 are like doing this like sex scene with Tom Cruise. Imagine her face, because that was like one of her first ever roles.
Mm-hmm.
And you're having sex on the street. Whoa! Oh,
Or the scene in the doorway when the wind just friggin' blows the door open.
yeah, yeah. Chris mentioned the last Sleepaway Camp was not good, but loved the ending.
Yeah, the return to Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a good ending, but the rest of it was ugh.
Roseanne Barr was in Freddy's Dead.
A cameo, yes. Probably about midway through.
Yeah. And it was like coming out that Freddy had a daughter. Why the heck would you say that? Apparently Freddy Krueger had a daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That
That's
blew
all
my
revealed
mind.
in Freddy's Dead.
Yeah.
There's also a little more to it, though, that they did not reveal in that movie. A bit more to the backstory involving Freddy's daughter. Freddy's daughter is actually the one who got Freddy convicted. She's the reason the whole trial came about. But since somebody forgot to sign the search warrant in the right place, Krueger was freed on a technicality.
That was based on a true story, wasn't it?
Say what?
Wasn't Freddy Krueger based on a true story?
No, it wasn't not a fully true story. There was a couple stories that inspired it, and it was dealing with these news clippings in the LA Times, probably in like the late 78, 79, about these Cambodian refugees who were dying in the middle of severe nightmares. And it was the third story that Wes Craven read of these, where the person was so traumatized that they weren't sleeping. The person's father was a doctor and had prescribed him sleeping pills. Well, come to find out, they're all watching TV one night and he finally falls asleep. So they take him, put him to bed, think, the worst is over. Later that night, they hear all these screams and rush into his bedroom, see him thrashing about on the bed, and before they could get to him, he's stone cold dead. Later on, when they went through the kid's bedroom, they actually found a coffee pot with an extension cord rigged behind all the furniture going into the closet. And that's really where Wes Craven got the idea.
Whoa.
Because he thought the coffee pot thing was so out of the movie, it was almost ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then he got to thinking, what if it was somebody in his dream, like a man or something after him? And that started the whole genesis of Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. It just blows my mind because you do hear that some people have actually been passed away of having nightmares and someone actually choking them out. And I know that part's true.
Yes.
I didn't realise that it was going on in Cambodia.
Yeah, it was like Laos or Cambodia. It was somewhere in that area.
Yeah. Oh,
and they had come over here. I don't know if it was after. I know it was after some violent thing going on over there, like a coup or a war or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was a war or something. Freddy versus Jason versus Axe is a comic. Is something you should check out.
I've read it.
What's it like?
It's basically a sequel to Freddy vs. Jason that they wanted to do.
But they only done it in comic form.
They originally wanted to do a movie of it, but there were too many cooks in the kettle on that one because having Ash in there, of course, Sam Raimi wanted to direct, for one. Yeah. And then, of course, with that comes a whole other can of worms, including what he might want to do. Budget-wise, they couldn't do a lot of what that script wanted, and the movie version of it got scrapped.
Yeah.
And so the writer of it just put it out in that comic.
And then they wanted to do Ash versus Michael Myers. Or was it Michael Myers?
It was going to be Pinhead versus Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to do, I don't remember what it was. They were going to put somebody versus Chucky, but I don't remember what it was going to be.
Yeah.
And half of them were making no sense at all because most of these were all owned by different studios. So, of course, the rights issue is a whole can of worms in itself.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Sean 420 is asking what the next top 10 is. It's not going to be...
Oh, was he not here when I announced that last night?
Weren't you here, Sean, when we announced last night that we're not doing top 10 next week? But it's going to be, for the first time ever in 2 weeks, a top 20 list. And it's top 20 favourite actresses. Not next week, but the week after.
The week after.
Because next week we are doing a Q&A with me and Dre. So we want your questions in for that, like next week. And then best answers we'll get. You missed last night. That's why he wanted to know. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, the top 20 actresses in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And Chris said there was a Jason versus Leatherface.
I think that got put in comic form too.
Yeah. Yeah, because he missed last night when it was the list before when you left. Because he only turned up after you left. So yeah, in 2 weeks, it's going to be our first ever top 20 list. And then we'll have another top 20 list a few weeks after that. But definitely, because you can't do a top 10 favorite actresses list
No.
at all. I
No.
can't. I can do at least 15 to 20.
Because, like I said, I had already started it, and then I got to 10, and then I'm sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting this actress and that actress. And, like, I
Yeah,
forgot at least 5 of my favorites that I go on about constantly. I was like,
yeah.
no, this has got to be a top 20.
This has got to be, yeah, it was a 20. So it will be a 20. So, yeah. So even on, like, on your questions, you can ask as many as you want. And then, obviously, there's going to be a winner from Dre. Or if he's on, but here's the thing, I am going to include this in from now on. If me or Dre or Barry are undecided between 2 people, then we're allowed to have the 2 people, if that makes sense.
I think the only limit I'm going to have on my questions is I don't really want to delve into a lot of my past.
Exactly. Mine's to do with where's my belt? Why can't we see any videos of the event when there is videos there, but you have to see? It's more like on the Spanish speaking people that have filmed it. So yeah. And then yeah, like my high school, certain aspects of my high school I don't really want to answer about. But like other stuff I don't mind, but other
Well,
than that I'm like,
some stuff, some high school stuff, I won't mind talking about at all, especially with Chris here, because there'll be a lot of stuff he'll be able to confirm or help me remember.
yeah, well that's okay then. And then you've got a winner from you, or 2, a winner from Barry, with 1 or 2 from me, and then 1 from Millie as well, because Millie's going to be with us next week as well. She said she's going to stay up for a little bit, but if she has to go to bed, she'll pick her winner.
But
But
yeah,
then I will,
if it's happy memories, I'll gladly dive into it.
exactly. I think that's what we should do. We should do like happy memory questions, Q&A. Because then I think it'll be a lot better, because we don't want, as I've said, I even said this to Luis the other night. I said I want us to do happy, positive like live streams. I don't want to be like upset or in pain.
That way everybody can get to know me better too.
Exactly. And then, as I said, you'll have Barry in the background. Dre's gonna be here. I'm gonna have Millie next to me on mine, so it's still gonna be 2 people. But Dre will have Barry behind him, and I'll have Millie next to me in the hotel room or on the balcony. Because Millie said, I'll be up for that. But you've got to realise the next week, I'm actually going to be 6 hours ahead of Dre and not 5. So we definitely have to sort out a time for that as well. That it can't be like too late. Because don't forget, I've got like with Millie being with me and she's in the 60s, we can't have it like being too late, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like we bumped the usual time back like an hour or 2.
Yeah.
Like say instead of starting at 8:45, we start at like 6:45 or 7:45 Eastern.
Yeah.
And I will probably hash all that out this weekend.
Yeah, we will do. Cause I'm seeing Millie tomorrow anyway. Cause I've got to do her tan. Oh yeah, I had self tan done, by the way. 420, 420, 420.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's 420 here. Just gone in the UK. So yeah.
I
So
must
yeah,
be
I will.
psychic.
He was. Um. So yeah, I'll see Millie tomorrow and see how late she can be up. If she wants to do it like 12:30 Spanish time, we'll do a 12:30. and then we can stay up for like a couple of hours, but it will be a bit earlier. That's what I'll say to you guys. It's going to be a little bit earlier next week, just for the 1 week. Because I think we're going live twice next week, but I don't know the other day yet. So it'll either be like 6:45, 7:45, but that's it.
Sean Drew Barrymore is one of my favorites, but you don't know if she's going to make my list now, do you?
Yeah. Is she one of mine though? Oh yeah, and you missed Luis last night as well. Luis came on the live just after Sean did. After you left, because even he said, "Where's Dre?" And I said, "Dre had a headache," and he left.
Yeah,
Like,
I got sick after I left out of here last night.
but here's the thing: we all last night, me, Dre, Luis, we all got sick with the change of the weather. And
I was up until 4 in the morning my time. I couldn't sleep.
You could have just hopped back on if you felt up for it, because we were
I
on.
was up and down. I wasn't feeling good at all.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit still.
Well, we were on till it was 6:30, coming on till the morning time. That's how late we were on last night. I think it was just over 4 hours we done in the end. But I need to say this and clear it up. For what you guys don't know is, I hadn't eaten for 2 days prior, and I found a protein drink in the fridge, so I tried drinking that. But twice coming up the stairs last night, I passed out, and I kept on seeing comments from Luis, "Where's Skyla? Is she okay?" And I'm going, "I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay." But I was conked out on the floor for like a couple of minutes.
Damn.
And then all I'll say is I had a bit of an accident this morning in the bed, so
it happens.
And then that's all I'll say. I don't want to get into it because it's a condition I have. All I'll say is we're like Dre and Sean and all you guys vomit out the mouth. I've never been able to vomit out the mouth, and we'll just leave it to that. I'm not going to mention anything else, but it's a condition I've had since I was like 14 years old. So I just say I'm not normal when people vomit. That's all we'll say. And that happened this morning. So that's why I say to you guys, like, I don't drink a lot of alcohol. And like, I can't get like drunk because when the times I have been drunk or have been spiked, I've passed out. But usually sick would come out of here. Sick doesn't come out. I'm not saying we're Bob, just saying. And it's even happened when I've like passed out and they've had to put me on the side. But it was that bad. It's just
really
hard.
Why I don't drink that often.
That's
Everybody knows me because I'm better on the weed.
Yeah, that's why I can only have a couple of drinks because of this condition. I can't, I even said to Luis today, I said, I could only drink wine or Prosecco or Amaretto and Coke because I'm not a beer drinker, because beer just goes right through me. And other drinks like vodka and gin just literally go right through me, so I don't drink them. So that's why. But honest to God, I've never had so much fun last night because we had we'll go back to our 80s movies because look at this. Look at Bruce Wayne. The first
Mm-mm.
thing he says, Skyla, you felt tired because you were running through Rainy's mind. There we go, lads. There we go. But yeah, we'll go back to it in a minute. But like, as Bruce has just arrived, we are talking some of our favorite 80s movies, and it's not just horror. Now, I'm just going to run the toilet. Andre's going to take over with another movie, another couple of
Let's
movies.
see. Oh boy. Let me think. Let's. Oh shoot. Uh, let's see another good one. Let's see. 1986 Short Circuit. This is another one I grew up with. Just a funny movie from start to finish. Although I do cry at the end, I will admit. Mm. E.T. That's a well. I'm not gonna say it's one of my favorites because it really isn't, because that's one it got overplayed in my house. Not because of me, because of my mother. She loved that movie. Pretty much, it's one of those I don't even own it. I get why it's a classic and why everybody likes it, but it's just not my cup of tea. Watched it too many times growing up. I can't do it anymore. Let's see. If we're going Spielberg, The Color Purple was a great one. That's another one I grew up with. And then, of course, I would be remiss to not mention Coal Miner's Daughter and Sweet Dreams, the ones about Loretta Lynn and Patsy Cline. See, there was Porky's in 82. I know those because my grandma showed me all three of them. Let's see. um, there's this one that Barry got me into. It's called The Final Countdown. It's about this ship that goes back in time before the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Yeah, I know Porky's had an Atari game. I only know about it because of the Angry Video Game Nerd. Revenge of the Nerds, that's a good one too. Ooh. I'm trying to think of a couple more, but right at the moment I'm drawing a blank. Let's see, Caddyshack, Stripes. Trying to think of some. Private Benjamin's one of my favorites. Wildcats. 9 to 5. Jaws 2 was good, but that was from 78, and Spielberg didn't direct it. I gotta change my shirt. Be right back. Sorry, I'm starting to sweat again. Oops. Why am I doing that? Shoot, I am drawing such a blank right now. I've thought of a few, but oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
There you are. I've thought of a few, but I've been sitting here drawing a blank the past couple minutes.
Sorry, I have to go and get me. You recognise those?
Mm-hmm.
Helps with what I have. So. And I'll need to get some tomorrow. So, yeah, for when I go away. Oh, yeah, because Sean 420's got videos about his koi carp on his YouTube channel.
I'll have to take a look at them.
Because we like fish on this chat. So, yeah, the 80s movies I was thinking about is the first one that I was thinking of was Trading Places. Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. And then you've got, did Raw come out in the 80s?
Which
Eddie
one?
Murphy. Raw.
Yes. 87.
Yeah. Beverly Hills Cop.
84.
Yep. So that's 80s again. Places. What about The Money Pit?
86, I want to say.
Yeah. Ooh. What is it? Uh. Ooh. Just trying to think. Yeah. 1988. Rain Man. The classic one. So yeah. Oh yeah. Did you ever remember the movie that came out in 1989? And we're not on about the cartoon version that happened many, many moons later. We're on about Monster High. The actual movie Monster High.
Which one?
It's an actual film that came out in 89 called Monster High. And
Heard of
obviously,
it, never seen it.
so I've heard of it, yeah?
Yes, I've heard of it. Just haven't seen it.
Yeah. So Bruce Wayne saying 1986 was when Tom Hanks was a comic actor.
He was a comic actor up till 92. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Monster High, Bruce Wayne's heard of it. No, I'm not on about the Dracula version.
No, I know the one. Like I said,
Yeah.
I just haven't seen it. Brewster's Millions on 420. That'd be 1985.
Ooh, I haven't heard that movie in ages. Brewster's
I
Millions.
have a Richard Pryor set that's got that in there, along with three others. Car
Yeah.
Wash, Bustin' Loose, and I believe Which Way Is Up.
Which one was it of Clint Eastwood's movie that was, it wasn't Every Which Way But Loose because that was 78, 79. Was it
There
Any
was a
Which Way?
sequel in 80, though, called Any Which Way You Can.
That's what I was thinking of. Classic. But don't forget as well, we do have like one of the original Scream Queens. If we're going back towards the 60s, when she made amazing movies, as in a certain TV series called The Monsters. We can't forget movies in the 80s that starred Yvonne De Carlo, because you've got Cujo, Cellar Dweller, and American Gothic, just to name three. And she, to me, will always be a scream queen. She's like one of the first. And she was also in a movie in, I think it was either 78 or 79, called Nocturna, Daughter of Darkness. Do you remember that film? And she was like this, it had Nina Bonnet or something Bonnet.
That said,
She
this
was,
might be another one of those where I've heard of it, but haven't seen it.
yeah. She had like a tie, like an Asian name, the lead actress, right? Oh, Yvonne. Not Yvonne De Carlo, obviously, but the movie that she was in. But don't forget, Yvonne De Carlo was actually Canadian. She was born in Canada, Vancouver.
Huh.
Yeah, so filmography. So I'm going to the movie now because that was it. 1979. It was called Nocturna, Granddaughter of Dracula.
Yeah,
So
heard of it, never seen it.
that was it. The lead actress name was Nye Bonnet. But speaking of 80s, she done, oh my god. So Cellar Dweller was 88, American Gothic was 88, Vultures was 87, Flesh and Bullet was 85, Play Dead. Then you've got Cujo, because she was in Cujo as well. Liar's Moon and The Man with Bogart's Face.
Damn.
Yeah. But she was in a hell of a lot. Her career started in 1941 and her career ended in 2000. Her career ended in 2000 where she done the remake of
I can
the
name a
movie.
career that went for longer than that. Betty Davis. She
Yeah,
started in 1927 or 28, and that was in the silent days.
yeah.
And then she was acting until pretty much damn near until the time she died in 1989.
So that is a long time. Sean 420's going, don't get me started on Clint Eastwood films. And then Bruce Wayne said, Real Men with John Ritter and Jim Belushi.
I don't think I've ever seen that either.
So, oh man. And then I will say this. Today, were you shocked that Jamie Lee Curtis had a younger sister that was acting, or was it you were shocked that she had a younger sister?
I knew she had a younger sister. I just didn't know that said younger sister was also an actress.
Yeah. So if you're wondering who we're on about, and that's Kelly Curtis.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
know her. I do know her name too. I've seen her in interviews and stuff.
yeah. So did you guys know in the chat that Jamie Lee Curtis had a younger sister called Kelly, and she was a little bit of a good actress? And let's see if you can name any of her films, because Dre's getting one coming his way with it in it, and because he was shocked, because he likes anything to do with that last name, Curtis. Let me see if she was in anything else, but I'm not going to name the actual movie that you're going to get, so I'm going to keep it as a surprise for everybody else in the chat. So Kelly Curtis. Oh, she was in oh, she was in Trading Places as well.
Oh wow! Can I freaking say I'm still shocked by Oscar night? It has been 50 years since this that she's been in the business, and Jamie Lee finally got it.
Yeah, I am shocked about that. Now the movie that you're getting has got an alternative title. We know it as the name that you're getting it as, but you guys in the US know it as The Devil's Daughter.
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
Yeah,
Unless it's probably one of them that just wasn't on my radar.
yeah. And then she was in June, Mixed Blessings, Ex-Cop, Checkpoint, Magic Sticks, Trading Places, and as a youngster, she was in a movie called The Viking. But she was
Yes,
only
the
in,
only one of those I've heard of is Trading Places.
yeah, she was in Kojak, Ariana, Thanksgiving Day, False Arrest, Search and Rescue, which were TV movies, and then TV series. She was in a lot more. She was in Judge and Amy, Late Line, The Sentinel, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Silk Stalkers, Hunter, The Equalizer, and The Renegades.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, like, can't believe the mum was Janet Leigh.
Well, you know,
The
you
dad
mentioned Robert Englund earlier. There is an episode of a show called The Nancy Drew Mysteries. And on this particular episode, Jamie Lee Curtis happens to be playing a biker type chick. And guess who just happens to be playing her boyfriend?
Robert Englund.
Yes.
Holy frick. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, top 10 Saturday Night Saturday
Saturday Night
SNL.
Live. I got it. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh man. Like there's so many 80s movies that we all love, know and love. Like it's crazy. Yeah. Bruce Wayne was saying real men, it's comedy, buddy cop, formula action.
I'll have to look into it.
Mm. See, that's good.
I just sent
Like,
you one of my favorite SNL sketches.
cool. Like,
The you.
Ah, nice. I'll be looking at that soon. Because I look at everything that Dre sends me on the messenger, I always look at. Always. And just laugh my ass off. But, like, I'm excited for that. Oh, Biodome?
Oh, God, I remember that movie.
You got my...
Terrible.
Oh, what about Tommy Knocker? Was it a TV movie?
It was a
Tommy...
mini series. I remember it.
I love Tommy Knockers. One of my favourite Stephen King adaptations. I know people.
Oh, so that's a whole nother territory right there.
Yeah.
Stephen King adaptations could take up a whole separate list.
Oh yeah, they could. But I was just mentioning the Tommy Knockers because I love the Tommy Knockers.
I mean, especially if we're sticking in the 80s. I mean, you got Cujo, Firestarter, Christine, Pet Cemetery, Graveyard Shift,
Yeah.
Silver Bullet, Stand By Me. And this is just some of the 80s stuff alone.
Yeah. If we're talking about like your like movies that you don't like, which is Biodome, I don't know if this is 80s or like 1990, but what about Sometimes They Come Back?
I love that movie. 91.
91.
Yes.
You know, you're probably one of the people that like that film. I don't care for it, but I would be willing to do like a rewatch for a review or something like that, just to see if I really do hate it or it'll grow on me. It's like a song. It's like, for
It's better
example,
than most people give it credit for.
yeah. Oh, Sean 420 wants to know what. Let's hear one of your favorite SNL skits, Dre.
I'm just gonna put it in the chat. I'll tell you exactly which one to look up.
Yeah. But like, speaking of what I've just said, like a movie that I'm not really like caring for. The other night, it was like, or last week, Louise sent me a song, and I listened to it at first, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not like too keen on it. Well, I was in Millie's last night with the like messing around with the dog and the cat, before, like, obviously it was like a few hours before the live stream, and we played it again, and the cat, I kid you not, was jumping around the room, but head bopping up and down, like the, and I was like, and then I listened to it again, I was like, I do like this song. I think it was because I had to listen to it like a few times to like understand the words, the lyrics, the music, and now I like it. But Luis loves that freaking song. In fact, I can tell you what it is as well. So if you guys like it, then I'll go into Spotify. Here we go. Because no matter what phone I use, I've still got the list on it. So I have 3,562 songs on my Spotify. The song is called Runaway to Mars by Talk. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Run away to Mars. Not a Mars. Mars by Talk. Yeah, by Talk. Yeah, got it. So yeah. So that one, Runaway to Mars, like I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be like interested in it because it's like not my sort of music, like really. But I listened to it again and I was like, this isn't too bad. I think it just got like a bit of used to. But I will say this, someone hasn't been online for over a day. But he is still sick. And I did message him at 25 to 4 to say we're going live. So yeah. Dana Carvey. Oh, Mary
I'm putting one
Catherine.
in that I cannot believe I forgot about until just now.
Yeah. Holy shit, Celebrity Jeopardy.
I love those.
We have a show in the UK called Blankety Blank. And it's about celebrities that go on there. And then you've got like you'll have like two like people like normies that go on, and like they've got to go, well, like what is a blank something, and then they go blank blank. So they want to know what the three words, and then the people have got to say these words, and then the celebrities have got to guess. And
That sounds like a match game.
yeah, similar.
Yes. Because they had a panel of 6 celebrities, 2 regular people playing, and you had to match the celebrities' answers.
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah.
But yeah, the Celebrity Jeopardy sketches on SNL, they always had the I forget the guy's name. I think it's Daryl Hammond. He was always Sean Connery, terrorizing poor Will Ferrell as Alex Trebek.
Yeah.
Like if there was one on there that he could mispronounce in a pretty much bad way, he was gonna do it. Like for example, one of them had therapists. How do you think he's going to pronounce that?
Yeah.
The rapists. And then there was another one. I'm trying to think of it. What was it? Oh, the category was an album cover. He pronounces it as anal bum cover.
Oh yeah.
Then usually the other two would be like different celebrities, but they were played by usually by cast members or a lot of times one of the actual celebrity guests they'd have. Like Norm Macdonald usually did Burt Reynolds, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm still listening along. It's just that with me, I get like, I find it like a little bit hard to understand Saturday Night Live because we didn't have anything like that in the UK. So sorry if I'm not like, I am curious and interested, but I don't get it. So apologies. But I don't mind you guys talking on about it because I feel that it's a good subject for you guys to talk about. It's just like we have different stuff to
Their
what we want
styles
to do.
changed over the years too.
Yeah.
Like pretty much when people like Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase were part of the show back in the 70s, it was pretty much, you know, balls to the wall, no limits whatsoever. I mean, they were pretty much doing whatever they wanted to
Yeah.
and getting
But
away with
now,
damn near everything.
and nowadays you can't.
They've reeled them in a lot in the recent seasons. I don't even watch the new ones because it's just terrible.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I haven't watched Saturday Night Live since mid 2000s.
Yeah. Oh, Dana
Like around
Carvey
the
did
time
Johnny
Will
Carson.
Ferrell left is when I stopped watching, and that was like 05, 06.
Yeah. So Dana Carvey did Johnny Carson.
Yes, Dana had a great Carson impression. All of his impressions were good anyway.
Yeah.
But I believe there was like his most well-known characters were, of course, Garth from Wayne's World, the church
Yeah.
lady. Them are the two I remember the most, especially the church lady, because
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. So, you know, with you talking about Celebrity Jeopardy, like, is that like the Saturday Night Live version, or was there an actual,
Yes, I'm gonna send you one.
or was there an actual Celebrity Jeopardy with like the
It was
actual?
a sketch they did, but there was an actual celebrity themed Jeopardy where they
Yeah.
would have celebrities come on there and actually play the game.
So you would remember Family Fortunes then, wouldn't you?
Say what?
Family Fortunes,
Yes, we have Here's Family Feud.
Family Feuds, yeah. So your Family Feud is our Family Fortunes.
Yes.
So who's your favourite celebrity pick for Family Feud then? Or celebrity guests?
Um, our Family Feud didn't do celebrity guests unless they had like a whole family. Like, for example, I remember one where it was Jenny Garth from 90210 and her family, but I don't remember who they were playing against.
Yeah. Sean 420. Hello. I'm Benny Hill. He
Too.
always does that. Cat back forward. Glasses and like,
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't know who Benny Hill was, like, I am sorry. You're getting kicked to the curb. Benny Hill was fucking hilarious back in the day. A womanizer, yeah, I'll agree with that. Womanizer and a half, but he was so funny.
I used to say when I was a little kid, if you don't know who the Three Stooges are, we can't be friends.
Exactly. That's what I was like with Benny Hill. He didn't know who Benny Hill was. Then we can't be mates. Benny Hill was hilarious. Like, and it blew my mind of how good he was. But he wasn't like crude. It was just funny and outrageous what he was doing, and that's what I loved about him. Like, I know kids today would not understand what the hell he's on about.
Well, the type of sketch based stuff that he was doing on his show is basically the exact same type of stuff that Saturday Night Live does.
Yeah. So yeah, I do love myself a bit of Benny Hill.
And then for a while, SNL did have a little bit of competition. Because in the early 90s, there was In Living Color, which Jim Carrey got his start on, among many others. Then in the mid 90s, Mad TV started, which also a few celebrities that are big in Hollywood now got their start on there too.
Yeah. Because it was
Like, for example, if you've ever watched Family Guy, the woman that does the voice of Lois, she started out on Mad TV.
Yeah. It's like in the UK, we had a show called Opportunity Knocks, and that's where Benny Hill was starting out. Jim Davidson, Freddie Starr, Tommy Cooper. That's where they all were. So like that's our version to your Saturday Night Live, basically.
But even before Saturday Night Live, we also had Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, which was from the 60s.
Yeah.
And Goldie Hawn was actually part of that show.
Yeah. Because then you had that, and then we had Opportunity Knocks from the late 70s.
Yeah, and then you guys got Whose Line Is It Anyway in the 80s, and we didn't get a version of it here till the 90s.
No, I don't think it was Whose Line It Was It Anyway. I think it was Give Us a Clue.
The one I'm talking about, Whose Line Is It Anyway, is the one where they did all the improv stuff just on the stage. Like, you had the host that would give them certain little scenes to play out, and they just had to come up with everything off the top of their head.
Yeah, that's Give Us a Clue. It was Lionel Blair was the fucking host of our one. Yeah, Lionel Blair. So it was Give Us a Clue, and that was in the late 80s.
All right, Chris is the Whose Line expert between him and me. Clarify this.
I'm sure it was Give Us a Clue, UK, because I've never heard of that one. Yeah, it was like a show version of charades that broadcast on ITV from 1979 to 1992. Was it Give Us a Clue? Yeah, it was Give Us a Clue. A party game where players use mime rather than speaking to demonstrate a name, phrase, book, play, film, or TV program. I think it was. I think ours was. Unless it was What's My Line?
No, I'm gonna send you the thing on it from Wikipedia.
Whose line? I might remember it. I think I do. Yeah, it was. It was on. You are right. But then after then ITV done the Give Us a Clue, which was similar to that. Yeah. So Whose Line Is It Anyway? And Give Us a Clue are very similar. So
Yes.
You are right. Clive Anderson. Yeah, I know exactly who you mean now. But I know Lionel Blair done something similar for ITV because they wanted ITV and Channel 4 to battle against each other for that sort of show. So that's what I thought you were meant. But when you showed me that, you are right. So you are, yeah. So whose line is it anyway? And then you guys took it over.
Yeah, because I know what it was with the last season they did of your guys' version. They brought Drew Carey over to host that last season, and then that led to him getting the deal with ABC to bring it over here.
Yeah. Now I get it. I do get it now.
Because at
Oh
the
my
time
God.
he already had his own show here on ABC here that was really, really popular.
I couldn't believe Jennifer Lopez was in Living Color.
She was one of the backup dancers, the Fly Girls they were called.
Yeah. Yeah. So I apologize, but I will say, Give Us a Clue was similar to Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah, he was right. The show is on again with Aisha Taylor, and they're still on
Yep,
the air.
Aisha Tyler is hosting it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Should have recognized the Clive, because Clive Anderson went on to do 15-1 for us in the UK. I should have known that. But I will say, Whose Line Is It Anyway and Give Us a Clue are so similar, because they've done the same stuff, but they just wanted two different names. And when they got Lionel Blair to host it, it was friggin' hilarious. The stuff they were coming out with, you'd literally see. I'm talking about like the Give Us a Clue part of, similar to Whose Line Started It Anyway. You'd see Lionel Blair under his little table laughing his head off because of how funny the stuff they were coming out with. And Clive Barker was like putting his head under the table as well.
Chris was the one who showed me the Drew Carey version of Whose Line, and I'm sitting there watching it within the first couple times, and I'd hear something and be like, "Did they really just say that?
Yeah,
like, how are we getting away with this?"
That's what it was like on Give Us a Clue. Because I was in shock, but I loved it though. Because they were the days where you could get away with stuff, like literally. I was in shock.
I mean, how do you get away with a category in the Scenes from the Hat game like things you can say to your dog but not your girlfriend?
Yeah. Well, there's something
Chris
that
knows where this is going.
Clive Anderson hosted the US for a couple of seasons, then Drew Carey took it over. But oh my word, the stuff that they come out with, you're like, what the fuck? Like you'd be in shock, because I couldn't believe how much stuff they can get away with back then compared to now.
Well, you look at our version that Drew Carey hosted. They get away with so much on that show. Like I said, things you can say to your dog, but not your girlfriend. Out comes Colin Mockery. Come.
Like it's crazy. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Oh, Bruce Wayne said something. House of Buggin with John Leguizamo was the persecutor to Mad TV. The Edge was a sketch show with a pre-friends Jennifer Aniston and Wayne Knight from Jurassic Park, both on the Fox.
Actually incorrect. The Edge was on MTV.
Ooh.
Because I remember that coming on before Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
House of Buggin', I don't know about, but The Edge, I do remember that being on MTV.
Yeah. So, just to like transfer it over like a little bit, like I want to know what your favorite British TV sitcoms are. For
Say
everyone
what?
in the for everybody in the chat as well as Dre, I would like to know what your favorite British sitcoms are.
Ooh. I personally like Absolutely Fabulous and Faulty Towers.
Yes. Dre is definitely staying on the island.
And then, of course, I cannot leave out Monty Python.
Classic. So come on, everybody in the chat, because this is a question that this Brit needs to know.
And then it wasn't a sitcom, but I loved Misfits.
Yeah, Misfits is good. But obviously I love Faulty. Faulty Towers was epic. Classic. So I want to hear what your guys are, because I think this is a good topic. And it could be in like the coming month or so another topic for top 10 Thursdays, because I think it's important as a Brit to know what you guys like of us, if that makes sense. Because like I'm finding out stuff that I like of you guys, like sitcom wise.
Oh,
So
if
I
we're
think,
going sitcoms, my number one favorite, The Golden Girls,
yeah,
which you guys got a version of called Brighton Bells.
yeah, we did. Not too much familiar with it, but I've heard of the name.
I'd say just find The Golden Girls and watch it.
Yeah. But like for me, anything by Carla Lane is fucking brilliant.
And then I
So
like Designing Women.
yeah. Oh, Bruce Wayne likes Mrs. Brown's Boys. Good old Brendan and Carol. Like, I will say this as well about Mrs. Brown's Boys. Some of the stuff that Brendan says, he gets away with it as well. Some of the tongue-in-cheek stuff. And like he does swear, but he swears and like he goes, instead of say but he does say fucking idiot, which means fucking idiot in like the Irish accent, but he goes fecky, which is the Irish version of saying fuck it. And they play it on TV. So like I know like people have been like tried to be annoyed to try and get him cut off. And he's still doing his Christmas specials. He's still doing his TV series, put all round to Mrs. Brown's house, whatever it's called. So like even he's still getting away with stuff that they're trying to fucking get rid of. But they won't, because he's just too funny. He's like Brendan O'Carroll's one of the top Irish comedians going. He's up there with like Graham Norton back in the day. Now speaking
I'm a
of
fan
Graham,
of Ricky Gervais because he'll come over here and piss everybody off.
look what he. Oh, speaking of Ricky Gervais, look what he done with An Idiot Abroad with that Carl Pilkington. Him and
At the
Stephen
Golden
Merchant.
Globes, take your award, sit down, and shut up.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit. But obviously, speaking of like Brendan O'Carroll, like the stuff he gets away with is crazy. Oh, Maud. Oh my
Yes.
God. Like obviously I love like An Idiot Abroad anyway. That show makes me laugh.
I'll tell you what, if you like Benny Hill, you'll like Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
Her show
Oh,
lasted for 11 years.
Oh, The Edge was both on Fox and MTV.
Okay, thank you for that correction.
See, healthy discussions, we love it. But as I was saying, oh, Perfect Strangers. Oh, there's some classics
Bounty.
coming out of it. Oh my word, I'm in shock. Like, for Chris to come out with Maud, that's like early 80s. And
That's
Perfect,
70s.
well, yeah, late
That is
70s.
early 70s.
Yeah, I think it ran up to like Two Guys and a Girl was a good show. Perfect Strangers. But like a lot of shows that I watched, like growing up, one of my favourites was called Bread. And it was set right here in Liverpool. Because that's what I said, I love anything by Carla Lane. And she filmed the show at the street next to where my mate lives. My mate lives on this long street across, and her house is at the corner, like that corner house.
Mm-hmm.
As you turn left to go up that street is where Bread was filmed. And she even remembers where they were filming, it was all blocked off and everything. And I was like, did you remember that? She was like, yep. And then you've got good old Brookside, which I would love for them to reprise the TV series, because they've still got the same street in Allerton. There is actually a street in Liverpool called Brookside Close, which is in Allerton. I would love for them to reprise Brookside, because that was so funny. And then they had a TV series that I loved growing up called The Whackers, where they were on about an outside toilet, which was hilarious. But that only run for like six episodes. But that's just in like Liverpool alone. We had quite a few, and like it was just event. But if you're talking about like actual sitcoms like Fawlty Towers and all that, you've got to include like One Foot in the Grave, Absolutely Fabulous, as you said. Did you say Absolutely Fabulous? Yeah.
Absolutely Fabulous. Yep, I love that show.
Last of the Summer Wine. What was the other one? Yeah, because I went to the set, and I actually sat in the actual cafe where they filmed on Last of the Summer Wine. What's the other one? Oh man, we had so many. Can't think to the top of my head. Grange Hill. Grange Hill. Obviously, you've got the classics still run today: EastEnders and Coronation Street. Hollyoaks, but that came out in the late 90s. Sons and Daughters, but that's more Australian. And so is Prisoner Cell Block H. British, oh. But this is 90s though, but I absolutely love it. If you've seen the TV series Benidorm, there was an actor the lead actor who played Mick Garvey called Steve, I think it's Steve Pemberton, his name was, or something like that. Well, he had a series called, what was it? The League of Gentlemen, and there was a place called Royston Varsity, which is the actual real life name of one of the most crudest British comedians on the planet, called Roy Chubby Brown, and his real name is Royston Varsity, however you want to call it. And he was like the mayor in the League of Gentlemen. Now, a lot of people don't like that TV show, but I love it, like the series. But if you like Johnny Vegas, who's another good comedian in the UK, he done a TV series which you might like, Trey, called Ideal. And it's about Johnny Vegas's character. They're in flats, and then you've got like a guy in a mask. And then you've got like this guy that comes like hard knock, like he's from the band Oasis. But it's like they're all talking about drugs and getting drugs and smoking weed and all that jazz. And I think it ran for like about 7 or 8 seasons. Oh, Bruce Wayne said a bit of Fry and Laurie with a pre-house.
That.
And then you've got Hale and Pace, Harry Enfield and Chums, which was the prequel to one of the characters, which is Kevin Perry, which made the movie Kevin and Perry Go Large. Which this gal here done like a mad Scousers commentary to that movie as well. Which was, and I know you guys enjoyed that. There is another one of those episodes coming soon, but it'll be after I come back from my vacation. But like, it's like so hilarious. Like, I love, like, even the US TV sitcoms are brilliant, but we like literally are coming at the pits of like the tippy toes with some of ours. And some of ours maybe crude or anything like that. But I love it. I love both.
I haven't watched too many of the newer sitcoms going on right now, at least on our end, outside of Young Sheldon, which is a spinoff of Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I friggin' loved Big Bang Theory.
Similar. So now that I've got you guys on the on this live, like, because I don't want Dre to go just yet, because this is something I want to ask Dre, and I forgot to ask him on last night's live. Now, what does Dre want to? And this is for you guys in the chat. Oh, Small Wonder was crazy show aimed towards kids. Ooh.
Yeah, I remember that show.
Yeah. So speaking to Dre now, I have this question I need to ask him. It's like, we'll do it in 2 parts. First of all, what does Dre and the chat, what would they like me to see and do on my vacation to Benidorm?
Well, truthfully, I shouldn't even have to answer.
You
already know what I'm wanting to see.
Dre,
the record thing.
Dre wants me to go to El Cisne Market on the Saturday morning, which there is going to be a vlog. We are going record hunting for Dre on the Saturday morning. And we are going to see if we're going to get him some records and a couple of movies. So we're doing movie and record hunting, because Saturday is the best day to go to El Cisne Market, hands down. Like, for me personally, I know you guys like might go, oh, why don't you go to the other market? To me personally, I don't like the outdoor market in Benidorm because it's just too packed and you like very claustrophobic. The Old Town, where we're staying at this time round, is okay, but that's only on a Wednesday. But it's like about a 5-10 minute walk from where I'm at. But that's just clothes. Not really interested in clothes.
Right.
Albia Market, it's not too bad on a Sunday, but I love my old-fashioned flea markets. So El Cisne is always the one for me. Plus, I used to sell on El Cisne Market anyway, so it's always got a special place in my heart. So that's why.
Speaking of flea markets, Chris, at some point this summer, there's one in Mile. Me and you've got to go to.
How far is that from you?
It's just over on the other side of Roscommon. It's next county over.
Oh, the Macarena.
Yeah, Mayo is over in, I believe it's Crawford County. Might be a little bit further than that.
Yeah.
But I know it's not super far.
So yeah. So he knows that we're gonna do that vlog. Yeah. But what else would Dre like to see me do? Vlog
Mm.
besides the El Cisne Market?
I don't know. I'm usually watching them vlogs whenever they pop up, just eager to see whatever.
Yeah. Like the beach and stuff like that. I am gonna try my best this time round to fill out one of my 40, like, because I've got to do 40 challenges in my 40-day of life. So I'm hoping to do, I've said it 3 times already and I'm supposed to have done it and I haven't, which is the Benidorm Cross, which I know Dre is dying for me to walk up that hill, which I'll probably be able to do as long as I've got like a bottle of water and my inhaler, and I'll probably do it. But like, what are you guys in the chat looking forward to seeing on these vlogs? What do you want me to do? Because I do have a couple. I've got another surprise for you guys, and I'm going to reveal it now. I have also been kindly invited by my friends Kaylee and Diane to go back to Royal Secret, and they want me to try a couple of brand new cocktails to vlog. You know, I'm the cocktail queen. You know, like,
Nice.
and I've already asked them, can they make me a rainy night game, a cocktail?
That should be interesting.
In memory of the boyfriend that doesn't even drink, that's a straight edge. Oh my god.
Again, this should be interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got another vlog coming at Royal Secret. I'm also going to be vlogging Alicante. I'm actually going to be going on the tram, like the train tram to Alicante for like either the morning or like the afternoon. Get me a chicken. Hey, speaking of chicken, our first night tradition every time I go to Benidorm is I always have to have a chicken. Chicken, chips, and salad. That is my first night's meal. €8.50 for a full chicken with chips and salad.
Chris
Between me
doesn't
and
want
you,
one for a meal. He wants a pet chicken. He wants to start his army. No chickens for you.
oh, Bruce Wayne's just put out a good point. Beaches, local tourist spots. Oh boy, do I have to go into the beaches? Here we go. La Cala, Poniente, Playa de Malpaz, which I will probably be on that beach. You've got Playa de Levante, you've got Altea, Albea beaches, you've got Alicante Beach, you've got Denia Beach, and then you've got 3 little beaches. And Benidorm is, which I will not be going on because I am still quite a bit modest. Yeah, I do wear a bikini. But Benidorm has a nudist beach. Local tourist spots. Yes, we've got the port of Benidorm. We've got like 7 or 8 beaches in and around Benidorm. Local tourist spots. You've got the port of Benidorm. Oh, you've got the beaches. I might be doing one of the I think I might be doing like Terra Natura, which is half a like animal park and half a like swim, where you can go like to do like some slides and stuff like that. So yeah, parks. The theme parks isn't open till June. Aqualandia is not open till June. Mundamar's not open till June. The only one that's open is Terra Natura. But I'm trying to see if I can go to Guadalest and the Algarve Falls, which is like a waterfall where you can actually jump in and swim around. So yeah, but you've got like quite a few bits, and then obviously I have to film La Guerra Park because Skyla's doing a couple of interviews from La Guerra Park, which is the famous park in Benidorm.
Nice.
Which I love, but it's not your typical like play park for the kids. You've got somewhere to walk. They do like little like mini concerts in the summer where they've got like a coliseum part to it where people can sit around. It holds like a couple of thousand people, but you can walk it in like 10-15 minutes, but you can casually walk it. It's a nice little walk. What else? Obviously the beaches. Like just to walk along like towards the station, you've got loads of stuff to see. Oh yeah, Benidorm has a museum as well.
Ooh.
And you have like different themes on every so often, so I could like sneak the camera in there, which is so cool. Like, but people go on about like Benidorm is like the Las Vegas of Blackpool in the United Kingdom. I'm like, it's not. That's just to, and I will be honest, that's just one street, which is the Girona Street. That is like the British street, and that's what people compare to Blackpool and Las Vegas. And I'm like, you haven't seen Benidorm. You've got the whole of the Mediterranean. You've got the Old Town. You've got Albia. You've got Altea. You've got Finestrat, which everybody goes to for the shopping centre. And like even in Finestrat, it's a lovely little place to walk around. Like it's people think, oh, Benidorm's just like you go there to have a drink. I go there to explore the lifestyle of Spain, the food they have. You can't go to Spain and just have like your comfort foods. Yeah, but I understand people, that's what people like, where I don't. Um, I just um I just want to explore the culture, the people, obviously because I speak the language, and obviously I don't just go into like Spanish, but I do like to go into the Spanish supermarkets to show you guys what they get there compared to what we get like in the UK or the US, which is something good because will be visiting Mercadona, which is their biggest Spanish supermarket, right? Spanish owned. But you've got a lot to do, and it's just not like your typical holiday resort, as people would say and do, which I'm excited to show you guys. Like, it's not just the nightlife, because I've been there, done that. I just want to visit the visit the culture. I don't think you want to be knocking on my door for 10 or 15
I
minutes.
was talking to Chris because he says, no, no, that will not do. And I'd say, what do you expect? I'm getting tired. Because he's going to be coming over tomorrow. I haven't taken my pills yet, and I don't want him to be standing out there like, da, 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 da. Because, like, if
Ah,
I'm still sleeping when he gets here, that's for me, that's like, I don't, because then I don't even have my time to wake up or nothing like that. So I'm
yeah,
thinking I'm probably going to get off here so I can get ready for bed.
that's okay. Yeah. So, and then I can end it in like about 5-10 minutes after you. So, yeah. So,
Alrighty, everybody knows where to get a hold of me. Andre Shot One on Twitter, Kome Sawaguchi 02 Instagram, Dark Elm Street Lagoon on YouTube, Kome Laguna 84 PlayStation, Karma Bites 84 Xbox. Everybody take care, and I will see you next week.
yeah, see you next week live from Benidorm for me and Dre. So, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, as I was saying, because I've let Dre go because he's so tired, but like I will do my best for you guys to do, like, you will get food reviews from me, but not your typical food reviews. I'll do El Sisney Market. I'll do a couple of the markets. My biggest thing is the cross. That's my biggest thing to do. That's something that's on my bucket list, and I'm also going to try my best to do is do something pretty exciting for you guys. I don't know if I can pull it off yet because I've only got the phone. Because I haven't got my waterproof camera with me because I'm trying to save on, like, luggage, if that makes sense. I'm not taking a big suitcase with me. I've only got a cabin bag. But yeah, I'm excited to show you, like, my daily vlogs in Benidorm, because for you guys that are new on my channel, that is something you will see a lot of passion from me talking about that. Obviously you guys are actually going to get an exclusive content that won't be a vlog. I'm going to put it as like a separate playlist, and then you're going to hear me doing an interview. It's going to be raw, uncut, and basically it's going to be spoke about me, doing this, telling you guys, like, how I become a wrestler, what happened. Dre left because he was getting tired because Chris is going to his in the morning. So yeah, with this exclusive content, I'll say this before we leave. Oh yeah, Sean, before we go, right? Is there anything that you want me to vlog, or are you looking forward to me what to vlog in Benidorm? If that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I want you guys to know, because I know that Mr. Bones wants me to film some beaches. Bruce Wayne wants me to try and do Terra Natura. Obviously, beaches, local tourist spots. So what would you want me to film in Benidorm? Because obviously I've got a few things planned already. You got lost. Basically, I just want you, because, like, we've done our 80s films, but I also want, because I forgot to ask you guys on last night's vlog. I wanted to know, what do you guys want me to vlog, or what are you looking forward to me vlogging while I'm in Benidorm? Oh yeah, my tan is on fucking fire. Yeah, tapas. I am doing tapas. I'm gonna so far with the food I've got planned, I want to do my favorite tapas bar for you guys, which is Zodiac in the Old Town, which is like a couple of minutes walk from where me and Millie are staying. So I've got that. I will show you Tapas Alley, Tapas Square and Tapas Corner. I will be filming for you guys a review of a Spanish breakfast, a typical Spanish breakfast. Not an English one, a typical Spanish one, and what you can get for a steal. So yeah, that's Spain also does their own chocolate, and they have a chocolate like a chocolate cafe where you can try out their chocolate and stuff like that, which is pretty awesome. So I'll be doing that. But also food wise, there is something that I want to do and I haven't done it in 20 years. In all my time I've lived in Benidorm, I would love to try paella. Paella. Show the mountains. Hopefully, if we get a decent room in the hotel where we're staying at, you will not only see La Guerra Park, but you will see the surrounding mountains of the Sierra Helada. which is beautiful. I was lucky enough to stay in a place in November. We had the corner room, and on the corner of my eye, there is the mountains, the Sierra Helada mountains. So yes, obviously I will definitely show you mountains. So that will be a good one to do. Like, I don't want to do like the typical touristy things, so that's why I want to do like different stuff to show you guys. Yeah. Oh yeah, I do have something I want to tell you guys as well. A couple of times while I'm going to be in Benidorm, I will be doing a quiz night, and I'm going to sneakily like do some like little vlogs and show you like the screens, and like if you guys are interested, I can take a picture of like the picture round, which I've done with Dre in the past, and Dre loves me doing it. I will show you the pictures, and then you can help me guess what the photos are, if you want. So like obviously Bruce Wayne, I'll send his to Twitter. Andre's will be Facebook. Sean 420, yours will be by email. Luis, I'll get Luis involved. I'll get Mr. Bones involved on Instagram. You name it, I'll get people involved, because that's what we do. We go twice a week to a quiz. And also one night I'm going to let you guys in on something that will also be on my 40 vlogs in my 40th year of life. I don't care if I get copyrighted for this, but you're gonna hear me sing. Yes, Skyla can sing a little, but certain songs. But I have been practicing a song that's gonna be dedicated to my amazing boyfriend, Rainy Night Gamer. He doesn't know what song it's gonna be yet, but I have been practicing, so yeah. So that's gonna be fun as well. So one night we're gonna go to a place called Voices in Benidorm, but it's near like the newer area, so we'd have to get a taxi back to our hotel that night. Oh yeah, and I'm taking Millie to a place where we say grab a granny. The famous Cafe Benidorm. But the yeah, welcome to the jungle. But there is also one other thing that I want to show, but obviously I can't show you guys because obviously I'll get banned from YouTube. But I can do like, how can I do it? I can do a review, but without showing you guys. You know, like where to do like my movie reviews. I can do like movie reviews. Like sometimes without showing like the actual movie, but I can do a review for you guys and put it at the end of a vlog and basically review for you guys Sticky Vicky. You'd be like, what the fuck is Sticky Vicky, Skylar? I'm about to tell you. Sticky Vicky is a magic show artist with a twist. She is, all I'll say is she pulls stuff out of her vagina, and it's graphic. It is X-rated, and she's still doing it in her 70s. Yep, she is still doing this in her 70s. She's even got her daughter, who's in her late 20s, does something a little like mediocre, but she's more like arabesque, aerobatic, but still does like the pulling flat vagina. Look it up, Sticky Vicky Benidorm. You will be in shock. Sticky Vicky Benidorm. You will like be fucking, I kid you not, you will be like, what the fuck is Skyla talking on about? But yet, Sticky Vicky, ping pong balls, flags, you name it, comes out of her vagina. She's 80 years old. Yeah, but she still does her show now and again. So, like, but like, she still does. Yeah. I'm not gonna like, even her daughter does it. Like, her daughter does like arabesque. See, that's like the dancing, but like, I can't show you like everything. But she does still do a show at like 1:30. But it's like showing more of a daughter. Yeah, I've got to open this in the app. Look at the guy's reaction. What the fuck? Like, he's literally pulling stuff out of his vagina. But as you said, ping pong show. This is like the equivalent of a ping pong show in Iceland, Thailand. Yeah, you're right. But Sticky Vicky still does the odd show in Benidorm. I think she does it at where is it? I think it's the Palladium. She does Palladium. Yeah. It's, yeah, flags come out of her vagina and everything. And she still does it, but her daughter does a show, but it's like more milder compared to hers, compared to what she was doing. It's just bonkers. But like, they also do like tribute show acts and of a night, and like other amazing like stuff like that. But then you've got like the infamous square where they've got all the nightclubs where it's like boom, 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 boom. But I am taking Millie to Cafe Benidorm for grab a Janny, so she can grab herself a granddad or a rich fella. She'll love it. She'll be like, "Fuck off, Skylar! You're not fucking taking me there." But I've already told her. Why is I think he doesn't like me talking, but oh, Jay's cool. Why is yeah, I don't know, but he is tired and he's got to get up early in the morning because Chris Croker is coming to his house. Oh yeah, guess who's coming to my house tomorrow? The mailman. He's picking up Sean 420's parcel, Bruce Wayne's parcel, Dre's parcel, Courtney's parcel, Nikki's parcel, and my amazing boyfriend's parcel, Louisa's parcel. Yeah, so the mailman is coming this morning, so I will have to head off soon. So, yes. Oh, yeah, and my fake tan is in full effect, baby. Skylar's got fake tan on. Skylar's got fake tan on. Look. Ding, 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 ding. Woo. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Yeah. As you can't freaking tell already, Skylar's got fake tan on. You're welcome. I told you I was going to send you your parcels before you went away. So it's all good. So yeah, I am excited to do some vlogging. Oh yeah, and I will be taking you guys on a boat trip as well. Where to? That's your surprise. It is going to be somewhere surpriseful. And yeah, I might even do a jet ski or one of those floaty inflatable rides. So yeah, and you can get to see me getting on the boat, and then Millie doing like a little mini vlog, and then but you get seasick. Everyone gets seasick. So am I going live while I'm away? Yes, I am. Possibly twice, because the day I come back will be I come back early evening, so I will be going live after that, the day I come home, and that is our top 20 list. So I will have the top 20 list the night I come home, because Dre picks the list. But next week, I figured we'd have a little break from top 10 Thursdays. I'm in Benidorm, we're going to relax. I didn't want to miss out going live, because obviously you, Sean, Bruce, Luis loves the top 10 Thursdays and doesn't want to miss out. But as I said, next week's top 10 Thursday is a Q&A, and your best questions does win a movie when I get back. But we're going to do something a little bit different on that week. If you're not interested in any movies, there is a movie that I am willing to get for you guys, which you'll be surprised, and I'm willing to talk about it next week. I see my ex-girlfriend on social media and I get sick. You're fucking hilarious, lads. This is why I love doing the lives, and I've even promised Luis that I will, aka Rainy Night Gamer, that I'm gonna try and be a bit more positive on the lives, which, as you can see, the past 2 nights I've literally been positive. Everything's been going sound and happy, and I'm happy go laddie, and yeah, so it's all good. But yeah, I'm excited to like take like a kind of a break in a way, but just doing vlogs and doing like extra content for you guys. So all I'll say is, like, I'm only gonna vlog up to like a certain time during the day, and then some nights I'm gonna like not vlog, but like it'll be more the editing. But with the video editor that I have on this, it is a bit quicker doing the editing. And yes, I will give you guys a room tour on Monday. So yeah, you guys will get a room tour of our apartment, and we will do it. I will get Millie to hold the camera, and I can show you guys the apartment, and I will put it in with the vlog on the first day. I always do it on the first day, so you are going to get a hotel room tour, and I will tell you, yeah, Miss Rainy Night Gamer, yes. Who's excited for the Rainy Night Gamer cocktail? Yes, Sean 420. Skyla is being made by 2 of her amazing friends that work in the #1 cocktail bar in Europe. Is Millie kind of silly? Millie is hilarious. Millie is just a barrel of laughs. You've seen her on the food vlogs, and I wanted it to be on the camera with me to get it out of her shell. But you will see Millie in a different kind of light on these vlogs. Millie is hilarious. Like, Millie is like a little old mad scouser. Like, she's old school scouser, but she's hilarious. She's very tongue in cheek, and she doesn't give a shit. Like, and she does swear. So imagine getting me swearing. Yeah. So anyway, as I was speaking, as well, I will be going to a place. I've gone there like 4 times now, and they love me there. So, Royal Secrets is the place. They are the #1 cocktail bar and cocktail makers in Europe, and they will be preparing for me a rainy night gamer cocktail. And you will see Kaylee. She is the cocktail artist. She is the cocktail chef, cocktail maker. She will be the one that will be making my cocktail for me. So yes. And Millie is, as I said, Millie's just hilarious. I'll tell her that you asked her that question, Bruce, and you'll see it on the live on Thursday. You'll see her doing the vlogs with me. Yeah, because on that first day, what we're doing is, we'll let you in what we're doing on the first day. We are just gonna relax. We might have a couple of hours sleep with an umbrella. Oh, they create these cocktails, chefs. If you're doing like a chef's kiss, this is like a chef's kiss cocktail style. It's amazing. I pay about €6 or €7, but I've been kindly gifted for one for free. So yeah, because I always promote them on my YouTube channel, and everybody's come in seeing my videos because of it. So yeah, and this is from all over the world. This is from all over Spain, Malta, the UK, and that. You can do what you want to do in living colour. Well, it is my vlogs, but like obviously I don't show me tits off or me vagina off. That's only private for Rainy Night Gamer, and always will be. So yeah. So yeah. If you guys want Bruce and Sean, and I'll ask Louise this, right? If you don't find a movie that's on my pile, would you guys, you can either send me as a message for Bruce Wayne on Twitter and Sean as an email. What movie or movies are you on the hunt for? And if I haven't got it here and you don't want anything here, let me know and I'll get it ordered for you when I get home. But it'll probably come like the week after that, and then I'll send you like something extra, if that makes sense. Because obviously you're getting gifts from me when I come back from Benidorm, so that'll also be in your parcels as well, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's for like you, Bruce, Rainy. But I know Mr. Bones is after that other copy of Torso, so we might get, if Mr. Bones wins next week, I know he will have that other copy of Torso, because he likes his slashes. But yeah, anyway, I hope that you will enjoy. Great Sky. This is the best comment ever. Great Skyla is introducing another stalker to my life. Trust me, she's not a stalker. Here's the thing about Millie. Millie doesn't have social media. So she won't be stalking anybody. She'll just be stalking me on my YouTube videos now and again. But she's lovely. She even done my false tan on me, so. Oh! Drop kick! everywhere. So yeah, why my false tan is so amazing. Blame Millie. Look, even my face looks good. Fiercely said now, Millie. What about Jennifer? Chat abuse! 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 Yeah. Abuse. Nah. We all love you guys, trust me. Like, you guys are fucking amazeballs. And we love you guys. We think you guys are incredible. Like, I will say this before I end the live. It's you guys that, like, you, obviously you, Bruce, and you, Sean, and obviously Luis and a few other people, that literally keep me going. Obviously Jen is married, but yeah, but like, Jen's just hilarious. Yeah, but Jen is Jen. She's amazing. You can send whatever movie you like, thank you. Well, that's okay. But if you've got an eye on a movie that I've had in the past as well, just make sure this as well. If there's a movie I've had in the past and you've got your eye on it, or you've had your eye on it, and it's already been given away, I can always reorder that movie for you guys as well. So yeah. But yeah, I've had a fun live with Dre, talking movies, talking TV shows, talking about Benidorm, talking about Lisa and Millie, talking about all the escapades we're getting up to. Well, yeah, I've had a ball with you guys and I feel safe. Like, and that's the most important thing. When I do my lives with you guys, I feel safe. And that's a big, massive thing for me as a professional wrestler. A lot of the times, us wrestlers don't feel safe around, like, fans and stuff like that. But as I said, you guys aren't my fans. You guys are my friends, so I don't, like, say that you're my fans. You're more like, you're my amigos, friends. Obviously, Luis is my boyfriend, so yeah, I feel safe. Like, if I didn't feel safe, I wouldn't be doing these live videos. I wouldn't even be doing YouTube videos if I didn't feel safe around you guys. At the end of the day, I am putting myself out there to give you guys great content, and I know that you guys appreciate what I'm doing. So yeah, with that being said, whew, who enjoyed watching me tonight, André? And I will definitely sort something out. I'll write these movies down, what I've got. Or if not, how's this for a better idea? If you don't want a movie, would you want a 12x8 of the newer photo signed by me that Dre picked for, like, best comment? Would that be a good idea as well? If you can't think of a movie, I can always send a photo, a print. So yeah, and I'll make sure that it's packaged up okay so they don't bend it. So yeah, right, anyway, other than that, I am gonna head off now because I've had a good nap, I've been on the live, I've enjoyed talking to you guys, drop kicking the phone on the floor and all that jazz. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this live. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Turn that notification bell on, and please, 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 if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because you've got amazing content coming next week with the best holiday vlogs on the planet by moi. Yeah, so yeah. No, thank you for you and Sean and Luis, Andre, all you guys for being a part of my streams from start to finish, no matter what stream I do. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. So yeah, thank you all for watching. See you guys soon. Stay gaudy, have unpleasant dreams. And the Gore Queen is out. Ciao, ciao.